Thank you so much for joining us today for this Nama Sankirtanam. So, we are from Global Organization for Divinity, and we have done a lot of programs in this community. So, a lot of people are familiar to me, as well as I see all the kids chanting so nicely. So, can we give a big round of applause to all the kids? Excellent chanting. So, usually when we go and do this program in different houses, we see most of the kids playing around or doing something else. But all the kids were here and all of them are chanting really nicely. And that actually shows the power of satsang, right? So they have been exposed to this multiple times. And that's why they are able to do this. And so I'll talk a few minutes about why this Maha Mantra is, whatever we are chanting today is important. And then we'll do some more chanting with kids being more participant, even more than they were. And then we'll do some bhajans at the end. So what we are chanting today this is called Maha Mantra. So Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And what we are doing is doing it in a singing form. So this is a Kirtan, Maha Mantra Kirtan, right? So our Guruji, His Holiness Maharani Shri Muralidhara Swamiji, he has actually, he's one of the big proponents of this Maha Mantra, as well as he has also composed a song which is a Kirtan on this Maha Mantra Kirtan. So that Kirtan, I'll tell it in Hindi, or I think we have a Telugu audience here as well. So he has composed it in Tamil, but it's in Hindi and Telugu and all the different languages. So, Kalinu samharinche ye niyamamu enidi ye niyamamu enidi. So this Kalinu samharinchi, this Kirtan that we are singing, it kills Kali. Why is Kali bad? We'll go through that. Why Kali is bad. And there is no rules associated with this Kirtan that we are singing. So just to go back a little bit. So as you all know, we had different yugas, right? We had Satya Yuga first, and then Dwapara Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and currently we are in Kali Yuga. And Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharma, or any Dharma, Samanya Dharma, for any human being can have 4 parts. So you have to be truthful to everybody, you have to be compassionate, and you have to do penance, which is not meditation, but you have to have control of your senses, and you also have to do dhanam or giving, charity, right? These are the 4 dharmas that any human being has to follow. So the 4 dharmas are truthfulness, being truthful to everybody, compassion, which is if somebody is going through some pain or suffering, you kind of feel it, that's compassion. And then dana is you just don't, you're just not watching somebody suffer, but you're also doing something for it. You give money or you do service to people, that. And then penance is either controlling your senses or repenting for what you have done, so that is penance. So these are the 4 dharmas that is there in our Sanatana Dharma, in our Hinduism. And Srimad Bhagavatam beautifully says that these are like the 4 legs of a cow. And the 4 legs are these 4 that I just mentioned. And what happened in the different yugas, right? We had 4 yugas. So we had Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, all these 4 dharmas, all these 4 parts of dharma, or the legs of the cow, were very strong. So everybody followed truthfulness, they were compassionate, they did dharma, and they did penance. So it was very strong. And in the next yuga, which is it's the Treta Yuga, in Treta Yuga it started reducing. So Rama Avatara happened, and even though Rama Avatara happened, people started, the dharmic principles started reducing. So the power of the cow, basically the 4 legs, it started reducing. And then came Dwapara Yuga. That's when Krishna Avatara happened, and during that time, it was even less. So the power reduced by 1/4 in Treta Yuga, and then in Dwapara Yuga it became half, and then now we are in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, the power has gone down to like 1/4 of what it began with. So that's why people have, even if you want to be truthful, compassionate, or do dharma, people are not doing it with full heart, right? So they may be truthful. They'll say, oh, I was truthful yesterday, but I don't know what is the use of it. Right? They're kind of disappointed with it. So all the powers are reduced. And what is the impact of the problem that has happened with that? So Srimad Bhagavatam actually talks about it. it says there are three things that has happened. So because of the power of dharma getting reduced, our ages have gone down. So in Treta Yuga, in Satya Yuga, people used to live for thousands of years. Now, if you live for 80 years, 100 years, that itself is a lot. So that is one thing that has happened. The second is, even if you are living, your strength has gone down, both in your mind as well as in your body. So the strength has gone down and your memory has gone down. So these are the impacts that Kali has had on us in general. So our Guruji says the only path that you can defeat Kali, so in that we call it Nama Anthem, that I just, in the beginning I mentioned, Kalinu Samharinchi, Niyamu, Samharinchi means you are basically destroying Kali. So this Kirtan that we are doing, Nama Sankirtan that we are doing together, that is the only thing that it can destroy this Kali and bring our strength back. So it can get our strength back and help us go through this Kali Yuga peacefully, is this Nama Sankirtan. And so just to give a small story, I know we have Ram Parivar here, and Ramanama is very, very dear. So, and it's one part of this Mahamantra that we are chanting. So, Ramanama's importance, I think everybody knows. And just to give a small story, so we all know the story of Ganesha and Murugan when they wanted the fruit, right? So there was a fruit that was brought, and both Ganesha and Murugan wanted the fruit, the mango, and both of them wanted it, and it was told that only one of them could get it. They couldn't cut it or anything. So during that time, what we know the story that happened, that Ganesha went around his parents, Shiva and Parvati, and Murugan went around the earth 3 times in his peacock. But what Ganesha did, Lord Ganesha did with his parents was even more powerful, because he went around his parents, so he got the fruit. And then Lord Muruga becomes angry. He goes to Padani and he's there. And then what happened is, or Guruji says there is a second round of it. So they pacify Lord Muruga and then bring him back, and they say, let's do it again. Let's do the competition again. This time whoever wins, they'll get to control all the ganas of Lord Shiva. All the ganas who are the assistants, all his Bhuta ganas of Lord Shiva, they'll be able to control it. So they do the competition again, and this time what Lord Muruga does is, he says, okay, now I know the trick. I have to just go around my parents. So he starts going around his parents, and meanwhile, Lord Vinayaka, what he does is, he writes the name Rama on the floor. He writes the name and he goes around it 3 times quickly. So he again wins it, basically. So that powerful Ramanama is, and the reason Lord Shiva accepts that is because he's a big Rama Bhakta. Even in Vishnu Sahasranamam, you have this sloka, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Tame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Haramani. So the whole 1,000 names of God is contained in that one Ramanama, and that's part of our Mahamantra, and that's why this Mahamantra chanting is so important. So I want all of us to spend the next 20 minutes or so chanting this Mahamantra. It was wonderful to see everybody clapping and chanting. So let's continue that for a few more minutes now that we know the importance of it, and then we finish with the bhajan. Radhe Radhe.